Alright everyone, welcome back to my Minecraft survival world. As you can see, the trees behind me has been growing. But not to worry, between streams I did go and, well, I chopped them down and grew them and chopped them down and grew them. And finally our spruce logs and jungle logs has been restored after almost using all of them to make chests and hoppers for the storage system down below. Now today we need to finally set up that storage system, make sure all the filters are working properly, and finally start getting some of these chests into the storage system and, well, sort it out. Now, while I'm just quickly checking out something, setting up my second screen, all right, everything seems to be a go. Now, as I said, I was chopping down trees between streams, and I also dug a little further down here in the pit between streams. We are certainly getting lower, and we've started coming across diamonds. However, the redstone situation is still very dire. We haven't been finding redstone yet, but I'm sure the lower we get, the more we will start finding redstone and even more diamonds, which is always a good thing. Now, let's get going because we've got work to do. If we go down here, I will show you that what we need today, what we need to do today is this amethyst blocks that I placed in there as placeholders. They all need to be replaced by, well, we need to replace them with a hopper line. That's going to use a whole heap of hoppers. And now I have to say, when I was doing this, I probably didn't think everything through properly, because now getting up there is going to be a little bit of a hassle. But I think I've got a good idea how we are going to do this. I just need to get a few hoppers. I've only got 35, which isn't going to be enough, so we are going to need to go and make some more. Maybe another stack. I don't know. Unfortunately, I think another stack wouldn't even be enough. Maybe we should just make 2 stacks and see how far we get. At least the iron farm has been working pretty well. So we can just grab this iron and then we can go and make some hoppers. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the rest I can leave up here. Like so. Now I am going to have to go make more chests, because we've only got enough chests for 1 stack of hoppers. So we are going to need another stack of chests as well. Fortunately, since I've sorted out the wood situation, it will be pretty easy to make those chests. That should give me a stack. Oh yes, that's a stack. And that's a stack. So we've got our 2 stacks of hoppers. And I believe we can go and put in the hopper line. But I'm just thinking now. I'm going to need at least 2 more chests. Ah, that's better. And then maybe 2 stacks of stone. We've got our scaffolding. And now we should be ready to put in that hopper line. Now for the hopper line, what I was thinking is that if we can just get up here above the amethyst blocks, we should be able to put in the hopper line. Now I just need to, well, we can just clear out this line. Oh, a skeleton? That's where you were hiding. Well, I think we'll just have to light this up. I think I'm going to fill in this as we go along. But in this case, let's just see if we can. No, we can't. But can we? Gotcha! Never say never. Alright, so the first thing, let's just open up this whole row. Because once this is opened up, at least we know where to go with the hopper line. And I'm just using my fortune pickaxe because we do have a ton of stone. We really don't have that much cobblestone available to us. So I'm just doing it to collect a little bit of cobblestone as well. Alright, this is the next corner. And if we go this way, we should get to the final corner. That should, well, this, I don't know, if this doesn't cause a hell of a lot of lag, I don't know. Because I've never built a project using this much hoppers in survival. Well, not, well, I shouldn't say in survival. I've never built a storage system that uses this much hoppers. Neither survival nor creative, and I'm not really a creative player. I've never built anything that uses this much resources or this many hoppers. This is just totally ridiculous, if you ask me. Right, final row. And to be honest, I'm thinking since we are lighting this up, I'm wondering whether we should um, whether we should actually like fill it up, but I think we should. I'm not going to be running up and down here. Once the hopper line is in, that's it. Oh, thank you for the falling. Now we can just go back through and place all the hoppers. Now I was thinking these first two should probably be a double chest, just so that we've got a little bit of buffer. Like so. And then we need to fill the rest in with hoppers all over. Then we'll just close it off with stone. The main idea is just that the hoppers all need to connect with one another. Otherwise, this thing is definitely not going to work as expected. I don't know my exact thoughts on the sound of these amethyst blocks when they break. On the one hand, I like it. It makes a nice little sound. But on the other hand, it always feels like you're breaking glass or something. It's, I wouldn't exactly say a scary sound, but on the one hand, it's a nice sound. On the other hand, I don't really like the sound. I don't know. I guess it depends on the day of the week that you ask me. Now, once we've got this hopper line in, and I do believe I'm not going to have enough stone. So we might just have to fill it in with cobblestone. And I do want to start gathering cobblestone, but I guess for the beautification of the project, or for the completion of the project, I might have to give up the cobblestone that I've collected. Oh, well, we're at the first corner already. That's nice. See now, just need to make sure these hoppers connect properly. Alright, corner done. One side complete, only 3 more sides to go. So earlier today, I did stream over on Twitch. I was playing hardcore Minecraft, and over the weekend I tried it for the first time, and I actually got to day 11 before a creeper decided I've played enough, he's going to end the end the stream. Now today was a little bit different. If I'm honest with you, I only got to day 4 when an Enderman decided, "You've had enough, it's time for you to go away." And you know, you can check the short. I uploaded the short of the end, and that Enderman, I felt that was really sneaky, because I was looking at a skeleton, and apparently as I was looking at the skeleton, I accidentally peeked a glance at the Enderman, and he didn't like that very much and decided to come and get rid of me. Now in general, currently, if an Enderman decided to take me on, that would be absolutely no problem. But at that point, in that world, I only had iron armor. Now I do realize my mistake, because I did have a shield, and I should just have lifted my shield to protect me from the Enderman's attack. At that moment though, I didn't really much think about the shield in my hand. I was too scared of the Enderman. And eventually, the Enderman decided to end that world. That was sad, but you know, we will just try again. I mean, this world, we are past 800 days now, and we still haven't had any deaths. Times died, still 0. So I do have the ability to actually survive. I mean, if we have a look, we are on day 810, and statistics, I think you see it under mobs, number of deaths, still 0. Still 0. We are still doing really good. I do apologize for the darkness you might experience. But again, this little project is for the greater good. Once we are finished with it, it will make our lives so much easier. This feels so long. I really don't know what sort of effect all these hoppers are going to have on the performance of the game. Because yesterday I did notice a little bit of a lag spike. Now I don't know if it was caused by all these hoppers, or was it just something else that was causing it. So far tonight, I haven't picked up any specific lag spikes going on. So maybe it was just an isolated incident. I did bring 2 stacks of hoppers, and I genuinely hope it's going to be enough. Because now the further I go, the more concerned I am getting that we just might not have enough hoppers with us. How far are we? It's going to be a real pain in the behind if we don't have enough hoppers with us. Because that's going to mean I'm going to have to get out of here and get back in here in some manner. But that's not too bad. I think I can manage that if I need to. It's not too bad. We can just go to the end of the hallway, jump down, scaffold back up, and then we will be all good. And now that we're getting to this side, it seems that we might just have enough. That's definitely not 32 blocks away, is it? Let's just get this one in. Make sure it connects correctly. Now I can go back to stone. So usually what I try to not get too many resources when I'm working on a project. But the bad thing about that is that I sometimes underestimate. And then obviously, if you underestimate, you simply do not have enough resources. Now that one probably went into the hopper. And where that will end up is a whole different situation. It's anyone's guess because it could be anywhere in the system. The closer I get to the end, the better I'm feeling about it. It seems that we are going to just have enough. Maybe a few to spare. Oof, I almost broke this block. I think 2 more should do the trick. We'll cover that one. We'll leave this one open for now. And then I can just fall down here, have a nap, and then pick up all the amethyst blocks, or all the ones that hasn't despawned yet. Because I believe we have now lost a few. Well, unless they fell into the hoppers, which would have been nice. Oh, here's quite a few lying around. Oh, can't do that. Nothing over here. Okay, let's just check these chests. Now why are those... they're supposed to be on? Alright. These two. Nothing in any of these barrels. Oh, I see. I see why they're on. Because they are locked. Because there's not enough in there to let things through. I guess that's a good thing. Because it is kind of telling me... yes, it's kind of telling me that the system is working. So we will get all those amethyst blocks when we go around setting the filters. I'm going to start setting filters on this side. starting with stone. But before we can do that, how many filters do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And I'm going to need 4 of each. So 24 times 6, it's 96. I'm going to need 96. So I'm just going to rename 2 stacks of those poppies. The rest can go into the composter. And if it's 2 stacks isn't enough, well, I'm going to have to find something else to rename. And what will we name them? Simply name them mass storage. Right, and now we need to start setting up the filters to work. Before we do that, I think we just need to get ourselves a little bit organized and decide gravel goes here, copper will go there, amethyst blocks we can put in there. Need to deal with these bones. Alright, there's space. We do have space for them. Alright, next up, we need to now start figuring out the storage system, how we are going to set that up. So I do have a list of all the items we need to store in there. But the problem is I just need to figure out how we are going to best do this. So I'm thinking if I can just move things around in my inventory. We can maybe do that. And then andesite in here. That's not right. Alright, so we can have stone. Let's just drop there. So we can have stone, then cobblestone, then andesite. The stone, cobblestone, andesite. Then I'm thinking maybe deep slate and cobalt deep slate. Where would we find that? There's cobalt deep slate. Alright. This is all cobalt deep slate. Right, that's a little bit okay, but we do have deep slate somewhere. All right, let's just go down to these chests. We will definitely have deep slate, one of them. So this is all cobalt deep slate. Deep slate. We've got cobalt deep slate and deep slate. And the rain. Rain is usually so peaceful, but in Minecraft I think it is raining totally just too much. I don't know. I do like the rain, but it feels like it's just too much in this game. So let's see. Okay, so next I am looking, we can do granite. Can do diorite. I am looking for tuff. There's some tuff. We've got granite, diorite, tuff. Next up, we need a few dripstone blocks. Dripstone blocks. We need calcite as well. Then let's go for the grass, dirt, gravel, and sand. And then are we going to do podzol? Do we have to do podzol as well? I think we have to. Gravel, sand, dirt, grass, podzol. Okay, so this is the first ones we're going to set the filter up for, but I think we are going to do that after taking a little bit of a nap. Rotten flesh. Did you find a zombie during the night, Bella? Because, well, I can take care of zombies, but thank you anyway. I see a skeleton burning up behind you. But the sun is our friend when it gets to these nasty creatures. It's only those pesky green ones that kind of bothers me. The sunshine. Is that a sheep? Or is that a skeleton? Anyway, I think that skeleton isn't going to come bother us. Let's go and start setting up these filters. Now I need to figure out. Okay. Oops. That was not meant to be. Just do this. Grab those. Alright. But I think let's build scaffolding up here. So that way we can do 2 filters at once. So this is a filter. This one is going to be stone. So first of all we need to do a row of that. And then we can place the stone and just check that everything is working. So while that's going, we can set up this one as well. A row of this. And then we are going to do cobblestone. That should all filter through. Oh, we've got a chest as well? Nice job. So those two are done. Let's just mark this one. It's cobblestone. I think while we are going, we must just mark them so that I don't get confused. Like so. For the time being, I think I might just need to place a few torches, because you can see this is getting a little bit on the dark side. Let me just quickly plop down a few torches. So this is half slabs, bottom slabs, so nothing can spawn here, but I just feel that with a little bit more light we can just see things a little bit better, and that will help. Alright, now we need to do the next one. So this filter is then going to be andesite. Do this, plop the andesite in there, and then this one will be cobalt deep slate. Would seem. That is sorted. This should be pretty much getting there. Cool beans. Then just grab well, I didn't need all of them. Just need 4 of them so that we can do this, because I think this is going to look really nice. Now this isn't going to work. Gonna have to go back up there. This is andesite. So I'm not going to do this. Maybe we will do the top. Yeah. Well, the reason for it is just that I want to kind of like the deep slate and cobalt deep slate. The two blocks close to each other. I want right next to each other. So that's the only reason for this. Then we can place the tuff. Now this one, I'm going to need to find a way up there. I think we should be able to get up there. Now the bad thing is, up there without the block I need for the filter. But for that one, I think I can get away with only one, because when the filter starts filling up, it will work perfectly. We just need to do this, add the stone block in there, and that's perfect. Alrighty. So I'm thinking these ones are going to be replaced. I'm considering using tough blocks to build the inside of this. Don't ask me why, it just is what it is. It's what I was thinking. And what I'm thinking sometimes, well, my mind works in a funny way when it wants to. So, okay, first one is cobbled deep slate. And then this one is going to be normal deep slate. And while we do this, we can just check that they are all working. And so far, so good. Oops. There you go. And then this one. So 4. Great stuff. Things are happening. Right. What's next? We're gonna have granite. And then maybe we're gonna do dripstone. Well, I did put things in order. Now, obviously, I'm already changing the order. And this can be calcite and diorite. 4. Placement. 4. I'm not sure whether or not all these blocks will be able to put through the redstone signal, but when we get to it and notice that they don't work as intended, we can always come and do a little bit of a fix. What the fix will be, don't even start asking me, because I don't know. Might be something simple, might be something not so simple. But for now, we need to assume it's going to work out fine. Cool, calcite. Now this one we need to get up there. This is going to be cobbled deep slate. So we need to grab one of these. Now this one should also be pretty easy to get up there. So we can just follow the redstone. Put that in. One cobbled deep slate. Then I think we need to do drawers podzol, and dirt. Now this one, I don't think is going to work because the grass is obviously going to change when you put something on top of it. But we will make it work. We will make it work. This one is going to be grass. And what's going on here? What? How did I miss that? Fortunately, I do have some with me. And you see why we need to check everything we are doing. There you go. That should start working. Now this one I just wanna check that it stops where it needs to stop. And it seems that it does. Alright. And this one is going to be podzol. Pretty sure that will work. Don't need to keep an eye on that one. Now, as I said, the grass and podzol probably not going to work because I believe that is going to change back to dirt at some point. The same as the podzol. Alrighty, this one is going to be normal dirt. Then we've got gravel, and that's not the way. Just need to check this one because something funny happened there. Alright, that's working. So then we've got dirt. Got gravel. Right, then we're gonna have sand and then the amethyst block because I've got some of those with me. This one will be sand. And this one will be these amethyst blocks. Right, then these two filters up here. It's going to be sand and dirt. So I'm just going to need one of each just to set the filter width. And I'm going to need to find a way to get up there. Ideally, we want to get up here. I don't have any slabs with me. So I think we'll just get up from this side. Get Oh yes, I should be able to reach both of them. So this one can be grass. That one can be dirt. Right, and then these blocks, you can just place them around here. I know we are one short still, but that is something we're going to have to deal with. Now, we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 filters that we can use. And we're going to have to need to figure out what else we want to filter. So let me grab a bite to eat. Then we'll go upstairs and see. Of course, we now have the granite, we've got andesite, and we've got deep slate, we've got cobblestone, we've got diorite. These are all stone. We've got, okay, we need basalt. Oh, no, 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 no. Where do you think you are going? Huh? I'm just feeling like, let's get rid of this skeleton as well. These guys are standing around here. I'm always scared that there might be green misfit around as well. Alright, but anyway. So we are going to do smooth basalt, I think. Coarse dirt. Should we have one for coarse dirt? I don't think so. We can reconsider. Stone, these are all stone. That's dripstone. Calcite, concrete. I'm not going to have one for. See what we've got in here. Netherrack. We do still have to do netherrack. And quartz blocks. Are we going to have that many quartz blocks? So we do have tough soul soil and soul sand. I don't believe we're going to have that many. So we can do basalt and smooth basalt. Because I might make mistakes. Then blackstone. I might collect a lot of blackstone as well. That's 4. Alright, let's do the 4. Then we'll leave the other 2 empty. Right, so this one, let's do basalt. Did I forget to put a Hopper in here as well. Yo, you see, so at some point I was getting so used to doing these that I actually stopped doing them correctly, it would seem. But anyway, that seems to be working now. Let me just plop another one of these in. I think this is going to work pretty well. Oh, why did I do that? So basalt. Am I going to... What? Where did that go? Did that go into Hopper now? It did. Never knew it can do that. Basalt and smooth basalt. Right, then the final two. Going to be Blackstone and Netherrack. Got Blackstone and what's going on here? Did I... Oh my goodness. Now you see why we need to test things when I build them. Because when I build things, there's almost always a mistake or two coming in. There you go. So these two is going to be empty. We will see at later stage whether or not we need to, or what we need to use these two for, but for now I'm just going to block them off with the dummy items. So, and like so. That should be perfect. Kitty cat. Sorry I'm late, there was guests. What do you think about the tower? I think it definitely looks interesting. That's something that we could maybe work with. I do, particularly the videos you sent me, I do like the way that you put the books, the one on the table and one on the lectern. Just makes it interesting, and you wrote the books like someone that was there, and the impression I'm getting is that it is someone that was in the tower, that was living in the tower, but he is no longer there. Sort of a journal of sorts. That's what I'm getting from it. Now, the good thing, or the important thing I think about any good lore, is that anybody that reads or hears the law should be able to interpret it in their own way, make their own story up about the law. And I think you achieve it with what you've sent me. All right, now what? Now I need to figure out how we are going to bring things into the sorter. Now I was thinking, could we maybe just do a water column down here? Let me see if I've got... Oh, this isn't going to be enough stone. Take a little nap. This cat that always, after sleeping, always wants to run away or go do his own thing. He's supposed to stay on the bed at all times. Alright, I was looking for stone. So what I'm thinking of, or should I just grab, do I have, I don't have a lot of tinted glass, but I can certainly make more. This should be enough. Creek, one of the scientists working with the resin, gets controlled by it and becomes the creaking. Oh, I forgot to send you how the big heart is made. Yeah, like I said, with that, so that tower, right, the creaking tower, that will be one of the positions. Which one were you thinking? Like north, east, south, west? But whichever one it is, as I told you, it's probably going to be quite some time before I actually get to doing those. Because first off, I need to continue this dig down here and then build this massive. Well, I think this is more than a mega build. This is more like a super build. All right, let me go and I need, I've got a water bucket. Now I need to think. Exactly how this water stream is going to work to bring the items in there. Anyway, I can take some piece of soul sand along and can choose the position, I think the main tower should have aspects from the other 4 towers, so it will look like they are connected. Yes, the plan is that, let's say, this side of the tower will have some aspects of the tower that's going to be way in that direction, so that the 4 sides of the main tower, the side where the smaller tower is, will have a little bit of the or a few of the aspects of the tower that's located in that direction. But I'm thinking that maybe a good idea for the resin tower will be north, because I almost want to think, if we think about the lore, everything maybe is connected or started by the resin side of it. I don't know, still early times. So we have time to figure it out properly. Right, so maybe this water tower goes up. All right, let me see. I need to figure this thing out. Ouch. As you've said before, the cardinal rule of Minecraft is never dig down. But I almost want to say the second rule of Minecraft is never dig straight up either. Also, if you paid attention to the first 2 books, say written by Creek, and the last one says written by Creaking, I did not notice that, no. But that's interesting. So in other words, the last book was written after the scientist turned, which is also another, I think, another interesting twist to the lore. So what I'm thinking, we need to have a double chest up here for a little bit of a buffer. Then we need 2 walkers still. Okay, so now tell me the idea of the lore. So once the scientist turns into the Creaking, does he lose his ability to communicate? This needs to be the water stream. Then we need to go up right there. Okay, let me sort this out. This is 7, 28. 728. be this full. 728. It was written when it was transforming corrupt, it makes glitching sounds and moves like it's glitched. Just realized the 4 minerals also represent different aspects of the Minecraft world. Lapis magic, resin life, redstone technology, emerald civilization. Why didn't I realize this before? You know what, now that you mention it, it does make complete sense, but I've also personally never thought of it like that. Righty. I think that one will just be a drop shoot. So that I can't fall in there, because I know myself. Oh my goodness, and then we've got zombies coming after us already. Why didn't you do anything? Oh, jeez. All right. I was planning to name the creaking creek, but my world is always day. There's a creaking heart in the middle of the big heart. Okay. But I see, are you playing on Bedrock or on your phone? Just need to put some of these things away. This inventory is such a mess. Just dump these things. Alright, so now we've got a drop chute here for the stone to go in. We'll make it look pretty later on. And then we'll have a like this side will have a water stream going up there, but now the water stream should actually go up right here. That should be the water stream. So this side will be the wall. These two I can do glass. Okay, so you are playing on bedrock. Leave the other part out. You know what? You're saying you're playing on a pirated version. When I first started playing Minecraft, I started out with a pirated version, but eventually I was playing it so much and I just thought, let's just buy the legit version. I think when I first started playing, I think it's around about the time where granite and diorite was introduced. And at that time, you know what, I played Minecraft for around about maybe a week before I found out you can mod the game. And from there on, I've been playing for most of the last 13 or almost 14 years. I've actually been playing modded Minecraft. So playing in a more vanilla setup like this is kind of new to me. What did I want to come up here for? Oh, I need to smelt some stone. Oh well, let's put 4 stacks in there. Yeah, you know, way back when I bought Minecraft, it was about, I don't know, maybe around about $15 or $16 US dollars, which was, well, it was a lot of money for me. But I think through the years, I definitely got value out of that purchase. It was definitely worth purchasing it. But I do understand if you're still in school and you don't have money. There's so many conversations about piracy and whether how wrong or how right it is to pirate. And especially with all these content providers these days, if you take video content, for example, and believe me, I'm not saying piracy is good or it's right. But if you take video content, for example, now you want to watch one show. That show is on Netflix. Now you have to pay Netflix. Then there's another show you want to watch and it's not on Netflix. It's only available on Amazon Prime. Now you have to have another subscription just to watch that one show. Then you've got HBO, you've got Disney, you've got, well, I don't even know how many others. So at the end of the day, you're going to pay hundreds of dollars, if not thousands, in order to just be able to watch everything that you want to watch. Now, yes, I understand your situation with Discord, and I want to warn you to be very careful about saying these things out in the open like you are. Because I know Discord is pretty strict with their policies with regards to age and being compliant with what your country requires. So I'm just a friendly warning to you to not talk so openly about these sort of things, that it might get you banned on those platforms. And I mean, that's a I mean, honestly speaking, I wouldn't want you to get banned over there. I think it's a nice platform for us to communicate on. Right, let's see how we need to do this. Like that. Let me just get up here. See, so the water stream will come up here, then flow that direction, so the water needs to be right here. And I need to just block off this area. And I need to do this as well. Right, so that way the water will be able to go up and flow in where it needs to. Okay, I'm coming. Sleep. Well, which tower should you design next? You're very eager, aren't you? Well, you can look into any of them. As I said, you need to keep in mind that it's going to be a long time before I get to those towers. But who knows, maybe at some point I get a little bit bored of the area I'm in. And then the way I imagine I would do those towers is to basically leave all my stuff that I've got here at the main base, relocate there with nothing, and just grind from the beginning again, as if starting a new world. So even that will take quite a bit of time, but we will get to them. I mean, you can do any one or all three of the others, and we can refine them with time And when I'm ready to build them, we can, yeah, when I'm ready to build them, we'll just use what you've got. Right, now I need to think about this. Because if I'm going to leave this open, I didn't need to put this on this side, because this will be a wall. So this will be a, there will be a full wall on this side. Let me just go and grab some more smooth stone. Let's see, another hidden detail about the resin tower, there's an eye on the wall with the chiseled resin bricks as the pupil. It's Creek watching you in its new form. Now, here's something for you to think about. If we have all this lore, how do we convey that to the viewer? So one way I was thinking of is that we can do a little bit of a scripted sort of video where we explain the lore. I think that could be nice. I would need to think about how exactly I will be able to do that. But I think that could be a nice touch as well. Alright, so now this wall I put in here is actually wrong. Because I want the walls of this area to be tough bricks, not so I want these walls to be tough bricks. Okay, so you say we will only use the we'll use the books, the scripted books for the lore. But I think it's still a good idea to make a little video explaining all the lore as well. Maybe I can make like sort of a short movie explaining all the lore. But that's going to be way in the future, once we've got more of this world built out. I'm just going to grab a stack of these tough bricks just so that I can start putting them in there. Use these. just get the bricks in. Alrighty. There will be a little doorway so that we can get in. Yeah, in case anything goes wrong and we need to be able to access that, we'll be able to do so. Then I need to... What sort of... Okay, let's see. Maybe using the AB scripting type, every letter is written as the next letter in line. Video can talk about the law, but the books with encrypted writings will give more detail. Yes, definitely. Definitely true. I'm thinking what sort of... How are we going to prevent the water from flooding out? For example, IJ when encrypted. Yes, you can do a basic, just a number swap or a letter swap sort of encryption. A is E and W is T, or whatever we get to. I used to, when I was in school, I used to play with encryptions like that a lot. And the main thing to me was that you should be able to read the encryption still. Even if it sounds funny, you need to be able to read the encryption so that it just makes you basically sort of almost build your own language with that sort of encryption. This, the water can't flow out. I'm going to have to get up there. How can I do this? Nice. That's going to work. A equals B is easier to understand, or you talk about a paper that has weird things written on it. That's exactly the encrypting key. Yes. So that's, that's something we can work on. But ideally I would like to have the encryption in such a way that it can be read, but it must not sound English or something. Well, I'm just thinking of this as we are discussing it now. So I haven't really thought about it too much yet. But it's definitely I would personally be really interested in having it so that the language can be sort of read out loud. Well, we can use Turkish for it, but then it's it will definitely sound different to all the English speaking people out there. But if you're going to go with Turkish, and you know what, you can always use Turkish because it's a language, I think, with such rich history. I should just have grabbed bone meal for this. Right, and now if I use bone meal in here, it's going to be a real test for the system. Because there's no filters over here that should capture this kelp. So the kelp should end up in this barrel over here. It might take some time to go through the system, but eventually we'll just come back later to check it, but it should eventually go in there. So to do a quicker test, I'm just going to throw some stone into this area here, and we must just be careful not to go into the water, because then we're going to struggle getting back out. But if I throw this in here, we should very quickly start seeing it filter in. Yes, it's working. There you go. Turkish is basically the opposite of English. Everything sounds like it's written, and what's the chance that someone else Turkish joins the channel? Look, my man, my friend, you will be surprised. I was watching another stream today on Twitch. I can't remember who the creator is, and he also had a Turkish person in the stream. And unless you've got multiple accounts on Twitch, it wasn't you. Alright, so it seems that this filter system is now working perfectly, and I can start getting my items in there. I just want to do one more test from the top and see if this is working. So now we've got 45 stone in here. I just dump a few more stone blocks in there. This should also be picked up by the sorting system, and it should start flowing in. Awesome stuff. Yes, I think we'll just invent a language that's close to English, but not quite. I must go see if I can find the language that I used to play with, because it was very close to English, in the sense of you could read it out loud, and it obviously didn't make sense because it didn't sound right. But that's a thing of, if you hear a language that you don't know, it sounds funny, but it does sound like um it's it does sound like it is a language. I will definitely do that. I'll add a lore section on Discord specifically for my survival world. What? I have to learn a five language? I don't understand. All right. So now this filter system is going to work. Let's see. I just want to take, let me empty my inventory quickly. Turkish, English, Arabic, German in school, and the one you invented. Yes, well, the one we invent shouldn't be too hard for you to learn because we are working on it together, don't you think? Let me do this, make a little bit of space in my inventory. Then I'm just going to empty out all these chests, barrels, throw all of these things into the system to see if it's actually working the way it's supposed to work. That one's empty. Tough. Andesite, cobblestone, and stone. We'll empty all of them out. We'll just chuck all of these things into this water stream and see if they are all sorted into the correct barrels. Alrighty. Yes, I think you can count it as half a language because we're only going to be using it the for the lore of this world. And it's pretty much kind of like you say, it's kind of English anyway. All right, my friend, I think um, I'm pretty much done for the night. We've got the filter system in, and it seems to be working slowly but surely. We've got the cobble deep slate coming in. Got the um, so the system isn't very fast. I know I can probably make it faster by using an ice layer up there instead of the hopper line, but I'm happy with it because I don't need this to be super fast. We're not always going to be throwing new things in here. Yeah, stop vomiting blocks. There's method to my madness here. Once I finish this, you will see why I'm doing the way I'm doing it. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. Right, I'm going to clear out my inventory, and then I'm calling it for the night. Um, these redstone components can come in here. Yeah, I really need to get this inventory of mine sorted in this building or this storage system, because this is just getting too confusing right at this moment. I think I will work on the redstone tower because technology is the opposite of nature. That makes sense, my friend. Listen, I am done for the day. I'm going to end the stream now. I need to get to, well, if we look at the time, it's not early anymore, but I need to go. Listen, about tomorrow, I might not stream tomorrow. I do have um something planned. We've got guests tomorrow evening, maybe. So tomorrow night I might take the day off from streaming. And just the last word, yes, I think every tower needs to have a little bit of lore. Shouldn't go overboard with it, but every tower should have a tiny little bit of lore. So, alright, everyone, thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next stream. And that's it. Goodbye.